If you are brand new to Etsy, if you're even not brand new, if you've been selling for a while, one of the most important things that you need to be doing to find success is competitor research and keyword research. Well, nowadays, I heavily rely on tools to help me with this. When I first started, I didn't have the budget or the money to pay for any research tools. And I've had many students reach out to me saying that either they just can't get these research tools on their Etsy, or perhaps their browser doesn't work with it, or they just don't have the budget for it at the time. So if this sounds like you, don't worry, because in this video, I'm going over all the tips that I have and that I use and that are still relevant today, and some brand new ones that are relevant today as well, that'll help you do research for Etsy without any tools. The first one is right within Etsy, and it's actually a tool that is hidden for some reason. It used to be a filter button, but they got rid of it, but the workaround for it is always there. So if you look up a product that you're trying to do research in and you want to find what's currently doing well, yes, of course, you're going to see things have the popular now, things have the bestseller tags, but not all of them do. Maybe you just want to see what is currently best selling and popular now. Well, what you're going to do is go to show filters, and then we are going to go to Etsy's best, and we're not going to look at Etsy's picks. Honestly, I find the Etsy's picks aren't that great anymore. They're not usually best-selling products. So we're going to go to star seller, and you're going to see that sure, things are star sellers, but they're not popular now. But what you're going to do is in the very top of your Etsy, right in the URL, if you just look at it towards the end, it says is underscore star underscore seller underscore equals true. And what you're going to do is change the word star to best. So now it says, is best seller true? And now you're going to see that this bestseller tag popped up that wasn't there before. And if you scroll down, now every single listing is a woven blanket, bestseller, or popular now. You can also just sort these by different filters. Say I want to look at the ones that are selling for the highest. I can price high to low, and we still have our bestseller tag on, so we're filtering only by things that are bestsellers. So if you're planning to be someone like me who generally charges higher than most people because I want to appeal to the higher value customer, then I'm probably going to be comparing myself with the people who charge higher. So we have people selling these for $115, $115, $110, $102. And these are the levels that I want to be setting for my designs as well, because people can still make sales with this level of high price. And then if you're someone who likes to price low, which I don't recommend personally, then you can just go through these. Oh, and we're actually getting... That's funny, this random one that popped up. Sorry for that one, guys. But these are actually different digital design ones. So I can also just add a filter on here as well, so that I'm only looking at the physical items. And guys, I swear this one's not popping up because I've never looked at that one before. I don't know why that one keeps showing up on my searches, but we can see people here charging for $11.88. But one thing you might notice is these ones aren't woven blankets. So actually, if I'm selling the woven blankets, the higher price ones is kind of where I want to go, because that's what people are generally charging for those. This person is charging $29 for these ones, but I'm not trying to compete for the lowest price personally. The next tool right within Etsy that you can use is just typing in part of the product or niche that you are looking for. So say, for example, you know you want your niche to be cats or dogs or wedding, or you want it to be maybe mushrooms and cottagecore. Well, you can type in the beginning of a search. So maybe I want to make a mushroom something. And what it's going to do is populate a bunch of listings or a bunch of different search terms at the top here. We're going to ignore this little guy here. This is part of my Everbee extension, but you aren't going to have this. But for some reason, it's not turning off for me. It's making me undownload it. So we're not paying attention to that. But these top searches up here are showing up because that is typically what's most often searched with the word mushroom. So maybe from this search, I would gather that I want to sell a mushroom blanket because that actually seems to be coming up the most with the word mushroom. The next thing you can do right within Etsy is try to do research as to when a listing was actually created. And to do that, you're going to be using the reviews. So if you scroll down on this one here, which is great, we already have this signal here that 2 were bought in the last 24 hours, which is a great sign. But scrolling down to the bottom here, one thing you might notice is if you go to the very bottom, you'll see something that says listed on December 15th, though this isn't really accurate. This is actually when it last sold and renewed. So if it hasn't sold in a while, you can get when something last sold. If it never sold, then you'll be able to see when it was listed. But if something has a lot of reviews, a great way to just understand generally how old this listing is and if you can compete with it is by going to their reviews, sorting by most recent, and then just going to the very end. And if it's a very popular one, it might have sold for a long time. And we can see their first review for this one was actually November 4th, 2024. So this isn't a brand new listing. It's actually been live for a while. If you wanted to see searches that are doing well for this listing here, if you scroll down and go to explore related searches, you can go in here and find a bunch of listings or a bunch of other keywords related to this product here that people are using to find it. And if you are creating something similar, you can go and see which ones might apply to your listing as well. These used to be the actual exact tags that someone was using, but not all of them are anymore. They're actually the ways people are finding this listing, which has shifted up a little bit, but I actually find this more helpful, especially I'm finding a lot of the explore more related searches. Like for example, if I knew I had this Pharaoh blanket, other things that could be super relevant to my design are things like witchy blanket, mushroom blanket, moss nature blanket, mushroom woven blanket, blanket cottagecore, feral goblin core. And these are searches that you already know are working for somebody else. So you can copy them and use them in your title, in your tags at the top of your description. Another thing that sometimes can be really helpful when it comes to trying to jump on trends early is looking up PNGs for the niche that you're in. So if you've already done research for what's doing well in your niche, for example, but you want to see maybe what's upcoming, you can look at your niche and look up PNG or clip art and do the same. We're going to take a look at the popular now or take a look at the bestsellers and see what's doing really well in those that maybe isn't applied to apparel yet. Like frog PNGs, for example, if my niches were frogs, which I talked about in one of my last videos, well, we have some of them, which we've already seen doing really well on t-shirts. And in fact, it actually started doing well on t-shirts first. But if we find some trends that are popular now, but haven't made their way to apparel yet, we can start making our own versions for apparel before anyone else is so that we can beat the people selling these on physical products. And then using trends that you find from these digital downloads, creating your own version for Etsy and for actually printing this on apparel. This one I won't spend too much time on, but it is brand new to Etsy and it could help some people. But to really view that much data on it, you also have to pay. So it's pretty much also a tool. But Etsy now has this marketplace insights in which you can actually just go type in a product or a keyword that you're looking for, something like custom hat. You're able to see how many searches it has and how many results it has. And then you're also able to find similar terms. So if you wanted to niche something down, and then you can also look at exploratory ideas, though I find they're kind of almost the same, but they do give you a little bit more insights into if maybe you wanted to niche this down. Things like custom pet hat do really well, custom cowboy hat. And if you scroll down as well, you're able to also find the bestsellers from this page as well. And if you want to actually do research into your own listings, these only really work if you have quite a bit of sales already, because I don't think it gives you all the data that I'm quite expecting when looking at these, but it can be really helpful just to understand where your traffic is coming from and how your keywords are doing and which ones you should be using again. Well, if you go into your shop traffic and you go into your stats, this is just my showcase Etsy, by the way. This is not my print on demand store, so it also has a lot less data. But coming down, you're going to see how shoppers found you, and you're going to click on Etsy search. And then you can change the date range. Because I don't have too many sales on this one, I'm going to keep it higher. So I'm going to look at this year. And then you can flip between Etsy search and Etsy app and Etsy pages. And scrolling down, you can just see search terms. And obviously for this one, people are searching by my name because they're looking for me. But if I keep just going down further, I can see that people are finding this or finding a lot of my other listings through keywords like Liberty bags, bucket hat mock-up, sweatshirt mock-up, wall art size guide. So if I had one that was really sticking out, I would be using this keyword more and trying to create more listings with that keyword. And then if you have a best-selling listing and you want to know what keywords are driving a lot of that traffic or where that traffic is coming from, you just go to your Etsy page and under the listing that's doing well, clicking on the settings button, hitting view stats, and kind of doing the same thing. We're going to scroll down and we're able to see our different traffic sources, and we can also see which keywords are working best for this listing. So again, if I had one keyword that was driving all of the traffic, then I would know I want to create more listings with that keyword or use that keyword when it makes sense with other listings that I have. Another free tool which you can use is just Google Trends. I also don't highly kind of base everything that I do based on this, but it can be helpful to come up with ideas or see just what's trending right now if you're trying to come up with new trending niches. But for example, you can type it in something just like sweatshirt or blanket or tote bag, or if you wanted to already start a little bit more niche down, you can type in something like mama sweatshirt, change the location. I usually do to the US, and then you can change for how long you're looking at. I usually look at past 90 days, so there's a decent amount of data. And just scrolling down, you can see related queries, and you can find other keywords that are currently doing well on Google, which also would likely do well on Etsy. Things like mama sweatshirt with names, mama crewneck sweatshirt, breastfeeding sweatshirt, mama claus sweatshirt, Mary mama sweatshirt near me, mama onesie sweatshirt, mama sweatshirt with names on sleeves, nursing sweatshirt, mountain mama sweatshirt. So breakout means that this is having a major influx of new searches. And then once you get a little bit further, you're going to see things that just have an increase in searches like 130% in the last 90 days. So this can be really helpful for you too if you want to start creating things that are trending. And then you can also just download the free version of apps if you want. Everbee does have a free version. Yes, you are going to be limited and probably tempted to upgrade, but at the start, it might be useful to just download it, see how it works, and get what information you can. But again, I know some people who just could not get things on their browser at all. So I hope a lot of these tools have helped you out. And if you have any other ones that you use, let me know in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. If this helped, please drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.